Okay. This is Real Chef Talk. I'm Jacob, a real chef, and I have opinions about stuff. So, the thing I'm looking at right now is, from the Capitalist, we have the Senate passes bill requiring Florida employers with 25 or more employees to use E-Verify. Now, E-Verify is a web-based system that allows enrolled employers to confirm the eligibility of their employees to work in the United States. So basically, plug in a social security number, driver's license number, date of birth, and see if this person is eligible to work in the United States. We all fill out these forms when we get new jobs. It's all part of the paperwork. You've done this probably without even knowing it. For chefs, this is an issue for me. I think it should be an issue for everybody. When people think of illegal work or illegal employment in the United States, I think a lot of people think of illegals working in a kitchen. And they should. According to some statistics, like this one here, from Northwestern University, Medill College of Journalism, we have their Immigrant Connect section. And as of a 2014 report from the National Restaurant Association, they said that unauthorized immigrants filled 20% of the nation's 2.6 million cooking positions and 28% of its 360,000 dishwashers, according to the Pew Hispanic Center. So, illegal work, illegal immigration, right to work. It's a big deal for kitchens. It's a big deal for not just professional kitchens, but everything from the top all the way down to fast food, from mom and pops, big corporations. So a lot of us have had to deal with this kind of stuff. So E-Verify is a thing that's been around since 1996. I think it's when it got started. Like I said, it's a web-based program, and it's been around. So this is from Florida. This article from Capitalist here. This is from Florida. So this is on a state level. Florida is now going to require businesses with more than 25 employees to participate in E-Verify. So whereas before only public entities had to use E-Verify, meaning public meaning government adjacent. So this is now private. This means everybody. This is everyone now has to participate in this program. So every employee, whether you're born in the United States, lived here all your life, or you're an immigrant, everybody now has to go through E-Verify. And to a lot of people, this seems like it's no big deal. What's the problem, right? Well, we have individuals like Thomas Massey, who's elected to the House of Representatives. He's from Kentucky, I think. Yeah, Kentucky. This is what he has to say. He says, "I will not vote to require every American to get the president's permission if they want to work. Giving the federal government more power over you is a mistake." I got to say, I agree with that one. This is from Reason magazine. Massey is right. This is from the article. Massey's right to point out potential for government abuse. Mandatory national E-Verify would mean more government meddling in the affairs of private businesses and more state control in general. No bueno. Chefs, you know that we're already dealing with a lot of government, whether it be state or local. That we're always either dealing with health departments and regulations such as that. We already deal with a lot of us with payroll, have to deal with government, and sometimes you have garnishments on wages, and we have to deal with government agencies in that way, child protection, all this kind of stuff. So it's not what chefs get into the business to do. I don't know a single chef that was like, I like cooking, but man, I like filling out government paperwork. So here's just one more thing that chefs aren't going to like having to do. And not only that, it gets sinister on a level here. Let me bring up this. This is a tweet, again, from Thomas Massey. It says, the National E-Verify bill contains vague references to 2 pilot programs of non-photographic technology you must use to prove your identity to DHS in order to get a job. What is it? Fingerprints? DNA? Retina? Why not just say it in the bill? Is E-Verify actually Patriot Act 2.0? Now, that's an elected official. That's a congressman that's saying that. And he has highlighted here in his tweet those references that he brings up. So he brought the receipts with him. So here he is saying that this is going to go way beyond just providing your social security number, your driver's license kind of thing. He's getting into, he's referring to biometric scanning, which if you've gotten a passport in the last several years, I can't remember when they started doing this, you've probably been biometric scanned, and they took a retinal scan. They weighed you. They I don't know. They probably took an X-ray. They might have got a blood sample. I don't know. They make you ejaculate in a cup. I don't know. The government, they're like to tell you to do whatever they want to do, to have whatever information over you that they want. And here we have an elected official, a representative, warning against that. Even though bills like this are being proposed, and like I said, this one just passed in Florida. So he's warning about overreach here. He's telling us to look out, that it could get ugly. Here from the Mises Institute. This is also from Thomas Massey, quoted from a different time. He said, if, heaven forbid, the United States government ever adopts a social credit score, National E-Verify is one more tool they can use to prevent honest people from being part of society. Believe what you will, but it will have little impact on illegal immigration into this country. So he's saying that this is a Trojan horse. They're trying to hide. This is a government overreach that's being hidden within this movement that they're claiming is about immigration and illegal immigration. And he's saying no, it's not. It's not going to have anything to do with that. He goes on and he says that Republicans are about to make a huge mistake. Biden forced millions of Americans to take vaccines by threatening their jobs and turning their employers into enforcers. And this is the part that I want to pick up on right here. Turning employers into enforcers. This ain't our job, chefs. It is not on us to be between a citizen and his doctor. It is not on us to involve ourselves in the private affairs of our employees. The vaccine thing, that violated every HIPAA law that was ever written, which was so strange about the whole thing. And so if they can do it in that scenario, they can do it with another scenario. When the government gets opportunity to grow and expand, it generally grabs that opportunity, regardless of whether it's the will of the people or not. And this article from Mises here, he cites the examples of how the Biden administration used Medicare and Medicaid funding as a means to ram through vaccine mandates at hospitals. He also notes how the administration used OSHA. And so he says they note how the OSHA administration was used as a backdoor method of imposing vaccine mandates, which was true. And those are things that those agencies weren't ever intended to do. Those are things that no one ever thought would be used as branches of enforcement. And so in doing what they did, they co-opted all the employers everywhere to now enforce this on your employees. They're now saying you have to check and make sure people are vaccinated. And that, like I said, that steps way beyond what any chef, I think, got into this business to do. I don't think anybody wanted to work in the back of the house in order to tell people what their business is and how to live their lives. So that's why this is an issue to chefs. And I think chefs should all be aware that this is coming around. Like I said, this bill just got passed in Florida. I pulled this up a second ago. This was on a state level. But we have federal level attempts to push this through. I think the first time was in 2017. This guy, Chuck Grassley, he's from Iowa. He pushed this through in 17. It didn't go. I've seen video of him proposing it again in 2019. It didn't go. I think they did it again in 21, and it didn't go. And so, they're trying again. This article was January 31, 2023. So they're trying that again. I've seen some things as recently as February this year. I've seen some things even in the last week. This is something that keeps coming up. This is something that the guys that love this E-Verify, a lot of Republicans love this one. They're going to keep pushing for it. So like I said, it comes up every couple of years. They don't even change the name of the bill. It's the Accountability Through Electronic Verification Act. Like I said, they first proposed in 2017, and they've done so every couple of years. So we are eventually going to have to deal with this. And as I scroll down here, you can see that this is just a list of, it says this act does the following. And, it permanently reauthorizes E-Verify. So it's not something we're going to get out of. Like I said, it's not just going to be a temporary thing like lockdown was. Like once they start doing this is something that you have to do with your onboarding of every new employee. And those of us that don't have human resources departments, that's just more paperwork for you, Chef. Sorry, that's how it is. So this goes through a lot of other stuff, but the one I want to highlight here is this bill requires employees or employers to terminate the employment of those found unauthorized to work due to a check through E-Verify. Now, this does not say those found to be illegal immigrants, those found to be in the country illegally, those found to be working illegally. It just says those found to be unauthorized to work. So this, that's a big red flag. This goes back to this other article we're talking about. What is unauthorized? Who decides who's authorized to work and for what reason? Now, of course, here they're just saying, oh, this is only about immigration status and that kind of stuff. Whereas we just pointed out that we have, elected officials that are saying, nope, it's not what this is. This is dangerous. So I want to bring this up. You remember this from a couple of years ago when the banks froze the accounts of the truckers in the protest? Now, don't you think if they had a system that said, well, not only can you not use your bank, but we can block you from even being employed, you don't think they would have used that in that way? Of course they would. So that's why this is a big red flag to me. And we had vaccine mandates. We still have vaccine mandates. So what happens when they decide that, well, if you're unvaccinated, you're not authorized to work anymore? So this E-Verify gives them another backdoor to just control people. And we need to be aware of that because we, as chefs, working in an industry that is known to have a lot of illegal workers, we're going to be on the front lines of this issue. So we need to take care and know what's going on. We don't want to get caught unawares with stuff like this, because the last thing you want to do is get caught in a political crossfire at work, because then it's your ass on the line. So yeah, chefs, E-Verify, it's a thing. It's in the news. We're going to have to deal with it. It's coming around. If you haven't dealt with it yet, it will, because they're continuing to push for it in more and more states. They're pushing for it on a national level every couple of years. They're going to keep pushing until they get it. So just be aware. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have anything to add to the conversation, any points, any questions, I'll try to respond. Yeah, hang in there, chefs.